Hey everyone, Miss Tech here. Thank you so much for all of the questions. I was actually completely overwhelmed by the number of questions that I had to answer, so thanks for that. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be long. So because of how long it is, I'm actually going to split it into two different videos. The first will be any of the questions that were sort of related to me, myself, and I, and the second video will mostly focus on things that have to do with the channel or me making videos, stuff like that. Even splitting it up that way, the videos do end up being quite long, but you know what? You guys are to blame, not me, so you'll just have to deal with it. So I think I'm going to start off by addressing the most common general question that almost every one of you had. And I'm not sure if it just came across weird on my previous video or if I was just, my sarcasm was so bad that no one picked it up, with the winky smiley face while I said it, whatever. Basically, the bottom line is I am not quitting Final Fantasy for WildStar. I never planned on it. I don't think I will. If anything, I'll be playing both. And I will still do videos for Final Fantasy, barring my raid group collapsing, which could happen anytime, I suppose. But as of right now, I am planning on continuing my Final Fantasy adventure while also playing WildStar. So don't worry, guys, I'm still here. The next really common question I got was, what do you look like? Will you show us your face? Probably not. I mean, at least not right now. I tend to sort of keep my videos relevant to the subject matter, and there is absolutely nothing relevant about my face when it comes to dungeon guides. So if I ever do like a reaction video, I guess, to a scary game, or if I ever stream, I might consider showing my face, but as it stands right now, there's no point. It doesn't matter. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Alright, so first question. Alan asks, how did you start gaming and what game brought you into the gaming community? Let's see, growing up I was the only child to two crazy yet wonderful computer programming parents. And so as far back as I can remember, we've always just had computers in the house. I've had a computer since I was about the age of 5 or so. The first game that I ever played was probably a silly little side-scroller that my dad made for me just on a whim. I don't remember if it had a name or if it was anything beyond me just running to the right. The first game that I do remember playing would be Myst. My dad and I used to play it constantly. We would try to beat it, and we would have like notebooks and notebooks of us trying to figure out the puzzles. So from then on, it just sort of grew. I've always been a PC gamer. I was actually not allowed to play console games when I was a kid because consoles were the devil and they were too violent, or video games were bad, even though computer games were probably the same, if not worse, than console games at the time. But that's my parents for you. The OG PC master race. Huria asks, can you be my waifu? Man, you are cheeky. Just straight on forward. But no, I am not available. Gen9R asks, are you Canadian and do you shatter with a bug's fart? I am Canadian, yes, if you can tell by my stupid little accent that I had no idea I had until I started posting on YouTube and people commented on it. And no, I can't say I do shatter with a bug's fart. Maron Pan asks, who's your favorite Idolmaster? I have not played that, so I can't answer that, sorry. BLKGR33N asks, what are the laws of thermodynamics? Also, what does your face look like? The laws of thermodynamics? Really? You want me to do your homework for you? And my face, it kind of looks like this. Yeah, nothing special. Lowlight23 asks, your voice also sounds very familiar. Did you used to do raid guide videos for TankSpot? No, you are thinking of Aliena. I don't think I sound like her at all, but no, I have never done videos for TankSpot. Ventus BBS Sparrow, with a bunch of X's in between, asks, what is your favorite Final Fantasy? Also, are you psyched for either Final Fantasy, is that 15? Or Kingdom Hearts 3? I will probably lose like half of my subs answering this question, so just, you might want to sit down. But Final Fantasy XIV is the first and only Final Fantasy game I have ever played, so if that completely shatters your world and makes you hate me, I apologize. Now, before you pick up your jaw off the floor, if you want, you can recommend me some of them. I have absolutely no idea where to start because seeing how many Final Fantasy titles there are is completely overwhelming. Leonardo asks, are you Noob Veronica? Your voices are very similar. I have no idea who that is. Watching a couple of her videos, she does sound like me, I guess. Or maybe it's just because we're both girls, so we have like similar voices. But no, I am not Noob Veronica. She seems like a nice person though, so it's just weird that we kind of sound similar. Cool though. Dick asks, what do you look like? I look like a human being. I have a face and a nose. I don't know. What do you look like? Gabriel asks, if you could make any fictional object real from any video game, what would that object be? That's a really good question. I like questions like this. I'm sure people will say the portal gun or the gravity gun, but you know what? I'm gonna say the ghost zapping formula from Monkey Island, because all of this talking has hurt my throat and I'm really craving some root beer. Myka asks, what would you say to the girls who don't play video games? I honestly have absolutely no idea what you mean by this question. It almost seems like you think it's a bad thing that they don't play video games, but it really isn't. You know, people like what they like. They're going to do what is fun for them, and talking to them or trying to convince them to do something that they're really not into is pointless, you know? Why waste your breath? Instead, why not just take that time to do something that you enjoy, like play video games by yourself without girls? Makayla asks, what's the name of the very first video game you played? Final Fantasy I on the NES, perhaps? I did not own an NES. As I stated earlier, my parents thought consoles were the devil, so honestly never owned a console until I was late high school. As for first actual video game, it would probably be either Myst or a myriad of DOS games. I don't know if you guys remember Cyber Dogs. My cousin and I used to split keyboard that. It was amazing fun. Also things like Crystal Caves, Commander Keen, Cosmos Cosmic Adventure. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but I also played Word Rescue because I was an ESL child trying to learn English through the magic of video games. You know, the list goes on. I don't know what I played first because at the age of 5, my memory is quite a blur. But I do remember PC World used to actually send out game demos on floppy disks and eventually CDs. So I remember taking those and just playing whatever they could give me because my parents wouldn't actively buy me video games. I'm pretty sure I have Prince of Persia 2 for MS-DOS on like a set of 4 floppy disks, and they're just lying around the house. So that's pretty cool. I like questions like this. It sort of brings you back to your roots and you try to figure out where it all began. But yeah, for me it was just mostly PC games. Robert asks, which superhero best fits your personality in any universe? This is probably the most unique question I've gotten so far, which is really cool. I would say probably, it's kind of hard because obviously I'd like to think of a human being as a bit more complex and taking traits from a number of different superheroes, but if I had to pick one, I would probably go with Spider-Man. I like to think of myself as having this quick wit. Obviously I don't, but I do make stupid comments and jokes and I'm a little immature compared to most of the people I hang out with, so I don't know, he just sort of seems to fit a bit more than the other superheroes would. I'm sure if you ask my friends, they're probably gonna think I'm crazy and, you know, suggest the Hulk or something because of how much I rage at things, but whatever. They're not the ones answering the questions, I am. KBC Geek asks, syrup or honey on pancakes/waffles? Seriously, I'm Canadian, so obviously the answer is going to be syrup. However, I do prefer waffles over pancakes, and sometimes I go a little crazy and I put jam on my pancakes instead of syrup, but that's just me because I'm weird like that. I also drink milk out of a bag. Oh god, now people are going to make fun of how I said bag. Ugh. Vengador800 asks, can you show us a photo of yourself? Sure. There you go. That's me. You can sort of see me. James asks, how old are you and are you multi-platform gaming? If so, will you be playing Destiny? I am 26 years old, which is either a grandma for some of you or a baby for the rest of you. I do have consoles. I am not too big on console gaming just because I didn't really grow up with it as much as I did PC gaming. However, Destiny does look pretty freaking awesome, so I might check it out. We'll see. If I do end up getting it, it will probably be for the PS4. Mike asks, what server am I on? I am on Behemoth, so if you want to tank, you can definitely carry my Bard through Brave Locks. Do you believe in the paranormal, ghosts, etc.? It's funny that you asked me this because not just 2 days ago, both of my animals, a dog and a cat, were quite literally staring at nothing in the corner of my room. So I lean a bit more towards the skeptical side because there isn't proof and my brain sort of needs that proof to accept something. As for other paranormal things like aliens, I want to believe. I don't know. I hope there's life elsewhere in the universe. I really do. But again, I don't know, so who cares what I think? Oh my gosh, this video is already over 10 minutes long. So I think what I'll do is I'll just stop here. We'll probably have to split up the questions into even more videos than just 2, but I think we'll get through all of them probably by the end of this weekend. Please don't ask me any more questions, I can barely keep up. I'm kidding, you can ask whatever you'd like. Anyway, till next time.